good? You on the Vibing with DONVETO show. Thank y'all for tuning into my show. Thank y'all for pulling up. Got my man Fatman Scoop coming on the show. Very good brother, straight out of Harlem. You know, he got a lot of hit records. Did a lot of big songs. He been on all the radio stations. He tore all the clubs down. Y'all know what it is, Fatman Scoop. You know, he gonna come on the show and we gonna chop it up. We gonna vibe. You know, we gonna get it in. It's the weekend. You know what I'm saying? The fall season is coming around. So I'm gonna come through with I got a lot of heavy hitters that's gonna come on the show. I got a lot of people that's lined up. I'm just gonna surprise y'all. I don't wanna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna do our thing. We definitely gonna do our thing. Now, like I said, I appreciate y'all following me, supporting me, doing stuff like that, you know. And like I said, I got a lot of big things that's happening. A lot of people that's coming through that's gonna be on the show. Summertime, you know, we took a little lightweight break. We didn't go as hard. But now we're gonna turn all the way up. We're gonna get it in. Trust me, we're gonna get it in this season. And we're gonna do some big things. But like I said, I got my man Fatman Scoop coming on the show. Fatman Scoop is that dude, you know. His songs are still going crazy in the clubs, even though the clubs ain't open. They going crazy wherever you hear them at. But I appreciate y'all coming on the show, and hope everybody out there is all right, doing the right thing, staying safe. You know, sorry we got to talk about that every time, but it's real, you know. So my man Fatman Scoop about to pull up. You know, we're going to have a good show, and I hope y'all stay tuned in and check it out. Vibe. That's how we do. Fatman Scoop, what it is, bro? What up, champ?
What's up, bro?
What up, bro? All is well over here, man, you know?
Talk to me. Look good.
Yeah, so do you, man. How's everything, man? I ain't talk to you in a minute.
Bright colors, Harlem, I like that.
Yeah,
I like how you're doing it.
Yeah, a little Gucci thing and all that, you know?
I see what you're doing. I'm good. Same old same. Same hustle, same thing. Same situation.
Uh-huh. So let's talk for a minute. I ain't seen you since the New Year's, right? So when Kobe Bryant died, man, I don't know if you're a Lakers fan, but how did that affect you, man?
Fucked me up right away. It's the way he died.
Mm-hmm.
It died with his kid. Heartbreaking. Set the tone for the entire year.
Yeah, man. Who would have knew that, right?
Set the fucking tone for the entire year. And then right after that happened, the whole world went to shit. Right away, bam. Terrible.
Terrible.
Man. Terrible. It is what it is. But you know, such is life, man. You gotta move forward and move on. Like, you know, it's up to all of us to do what we gotta do. So, you know, with this COVID thing, you know, a lot of things are fucked up about it, but you know, you just gotta handle it.
You're right. You know, you know the rules. You see what's going on. You gotta play by them and pray and hope for the better tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
100%. You just gotta pray that you can push through, you can get through. And listen, here's the thing to understand. If we do get through this, on the other side, it's going to be money all over the place. you know, listen, we get through this shit and everybody get through it in one piece, everybody's business is going to boom. Because when people go back out in the street, that hunger to go back out in the street is going to last 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
There will not be one person sitting in the house. So, I mean, it's temporary pain for what could be a boom in the next 10 to 12 months.
Right. You're right. So let me ask you. So how you feel? What's how the music industry? What's the state of the mindset of the artists or the producers not able to move around and stuff like that? What's up with that?
My brothers is hurting. I mean, you know, you got people who entire life was predicated on this. My entire life was predicated on it, but I just decided early that I was going to pivot into radio and do the shit that I'm doing right now, which is, you know, my show every night at 6 p.m. on Instagram. You know, I just decided that that's what I was going to do. Now I'm starting to get calls and people saying, yo, man, I like your show. Maybe we can do a podcast. You can hop on this podcast network, or maybe we can get you some advertising or whatever the case may be. For me, I understand that, this might carry on for a short amount of time, and I'm just preparing myself for that, whether that's monetizing my show, doing my thing, working online, making sure I do my records online, or whatever I got to do, I'm gonna do what's necessary.
Right.
Period.
And you're doing whatever it takes to stay relevant also.
100%. That's what you got to do. There's no other way. There's no other way to go around this, Vito. Like you got to do whatever the fuck you got to do to be relevant. Or if you don't do that, I have a popular saying: when this is over, there's going to be more people than chairs. When the music stops, there's going to be more people than chairs. So what you going to do? Exactly.
So let me ask you a question. So ever since like the pandemic and the COVID thing, it's been a lot of gun violence, man, with these kids out there, man. They shooting up everything, man, senselessly, man. How you feel about that, man?
Okay, so I knew that this was going to happen early. If you guys have ever watched the TV show The Wire, Omar, the actor Omar, the guy who played Omar, Michael K. Williams, he told me this. He told me this when it was cold outside. He told me this in April, March and April. He said, yo, bro, summer's going to be hot as a motherfucker, man. Because now you don't have kids with nothing to do and cooped up in the house or out, not supposed to be out, less police, all that kind of shit. It's going to be a recipe for disaster. And sure enough, it was.
And that's exactly what happened.
And the thing is, you hurting your fucking self.
Yeah.
But again, youth is wasted on the young. The youth don't even know what the fuck they doing. They just doing it. They don't know what the fuck they really do.
That's crazy, man. It's like every day, man, I watch the news and it's like, they got the mask on right now. So they feel they can put the mask on, put the hat on, and just start shooting. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they don't know. Now, go ahead.
They don't understand that you can put 10 masks on. But see, these motherfuckers will track you back to when you came out your house with the cameras.
Yes.
Okay, you can put any mask on your face you choose to, but don't get it fucked up. They got technology that will catch your ass.
Yeah. And you know what a prime example is? They just, after all these years, found the killers from Jam Messenger.
They knew who it was. The streets knew who it was. They just couldn't get it lined up, or maybe even those guys might not have been, they might not have had a purpose anymore, so they went and got their ass.
Wow.
Listen, the streets been talking about that shit for how long?
For years. Many years.
The streets know what's what. The streets know what's what. And here's the thing. If the streets talking about it, the police didn't heard it. They just want to put it together really, really tight so that when they bring that, and that's a federal case, right?
Yeah, got to be federal.
Yeah. So what they did, they probably knew, but they want to have that shit so tight that when they bring them in, you can't deny that. You can't say, no, because when the feds bring you in, they got you.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
And anybody who's ever gone through a federal case will know. You fucking with the feds, you better either plead or because if you go to trial with the feds, you're doing every day of that fucking sentence.
Exactly.
So if that's 700 months, you're doing 700 months.
Yeah, ain't no good time.
It's no good time.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they brought them to justice because for me, Jam Master Jay was a major part of my life. Passport Flav, what's up? Light Skin Excellence in the building. Good. So what are you saying?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to bring that up because, like you were saying with the mask, because they need to hear this shit, man. The mask don't mean you gonna get away with it. This technology is crazy.
Mask don't mean a fucking thing. Mask, what does the mask mean? These motherfuckers can track you back. They can triangulate your phone. They can fucking do your body moves. They can do all kinds of shit, man. There's shit that's magical out here that we don't even probably know that they use when they really looking for a motherfucker.
Exactly. Right. They let you see what they want you to know. Imagine all the shit that they don't let you see.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Imagine the shit they really don't want you to see yet. Imagine that fly shit.
Yeah. So what you been doing, man, as far as like with the career wise, you know?
I mean, basically for me, it's all about my Instagram every night at 6 p.m. And I do that from 6 to 8 p.m. every night. And I have guests on, everybody from Senator Cory Booker to Dr. Oz to Gary Vaynerchuk for techies, and man, there's so many people on that list. It's crazy. I can't even think about all of them. I'm on my 60th interview. So I do that, and then and that's every night from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on Instagram Live. At Fatman Scoop is my handle. If you're new to my channel. Also, I have the audio version called Make Noise with Fatman Scoop, which is the podcast, the audio version. And what's important about that is that I take all of the interviews that I've done on Instagram Live, but now I'm starting to download all of my older interviews, like vintage interviews I had with Suge Knight, Nas, all those Mace, and all those people. So I have a mix of old and throwback interviews. Probably gonna be, by the time it's done, maybe 200 interviews. So I'm gonna get a deal with a podcast network, throw all my content up there, and really let people see what it's about.
Right. And you know what's big about that though, Scoop? That vintage material like that is what people want to see right now. Stories, man. You know what I'm saying? Them stories.
Stories are key, man.
Yeah.
Stories are key, bro. Stories are key with everything because, I think that's why Fat Joe works so well, because he's a great storyteller. So, I think that's why his Instagram Live works. Everybody's Instagram Live brings something different. I tell some stories, but my shit is more based on comedy and fun and making people laugh. And his is based on stories and legendary shit that happened and, shit like that. So
everybody got their niche.
There's enough room for everybody to do their thing.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, yes, it is. And before I start getting into this, I've been doing it for a few years now, when I did some research, they said podcasts and things of that nature, New York is the capital for all that. It's the capital for all of that shit, man.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Capital. Yeah. Even more than Hollywood.
Yes, it is. Yeah. There's billions and billions of dollars in this podcast stuff, man. Like you said, it's a lane for everybody, man.
It's a lane for everybody. You just have to get in. There's a couple of different things. First, you got to start.
Yeah.
Then you get in. Then you figure out how to monetize and execute that monetization. And then you take it to the next level. You promote yourself and take it to a place where, where it's fucking crazy. And then after that, man, you sit back and watch the show. And you continue to work. That's it. Simple, man.
Exactly. So I see you got a few plaques behind you, man. Some accolades and stuff like that, bro.
Well, so the funny thing about that is that a lot of my plaques, that Rick Ross plaque is my brother's, that Kanye West plaque is my brother's, this Rick Ross is mine, this DMX one is mine, this Busta Rhymes is mine, that Big L is mine, that Nas is mine. Like, some of my plaques that I have are my brother's plaques. All of my plaques are older, so I didn't want to bring my old plaques up here to put on my show. I brought up a couple. I'm more concerned about bringing some new plaques on the wall.
That's right. Yeah.
Bringing some new hardware up on the wall. So I just had to have something to have as a background. I'm about to put that up today or tomorrow and just let them all hang on the wall. But that was my whole purpose, just to bring it up and put it on the wall, have like a little background, something for people to see. And I have done a lot, and some of these are my brothers. And for me, if it's my brothers or mine, it's still my family's accomplishment. So I don't have a problem putting my brother plaques on the wall.
Exactly.
Partially the reason that he became who he was because of me, and that was something I was supposed to do. I'm not bragging about that. I'm supposed to make my little brother better than me.
Exactly.
I'm supposed to take his hand, grab him, and make him and throw him further. And then he's supposed to do that with my son. And then my son's supposed to do that with my nephew. That's the way we're supposed to do that.
It's called leadership.
Yep, it's called leadership, generational wealth, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is, man.
Yeah, yeah. So have you been recording lately in the studio?
I record every single day.
Yeah.
I have a goal to do 300 songs before the quarantine is over. I'm on number 27. I mean, I'm on number 28, but since I started counting and putting it up on social media, I'm on number 18.
Okay.
And listen, if this thing goes on maybe another 8 months, I'll make it. One song a day, brother. One song.
One song a day. Well, I think it's another 8 months, man. Sorry to say, man. It don't look like no signs of nothing clearing up right now.
I would say, to be honest with you, the doctors are all saying that June, April, like May, Memorial Day next year is probably when we'll start moving. And that's about 8 months, like you said. If we can get through these 8 months, then we'll be fine. But let me tell you, when they say all clear, street's gonna be fucking nuts. It's gonna be, the streets are gonna be fucking nuts, man, because people are not gonna know what to do with themselves. Somebody said they're saying another year to 2022. Maybe not. But I think it's probably gonna be. You're saying they're saying it's another year, but I'm seeing on the side of Madison Square Garden, Justin Bieber World Tour, June 2021. And see, the thing with that is that when I saw that, I said, okay, that's interesting. Because somebody like Live Nation has a lot of money, a lot of power, and a lot of influence. So they're hearing things that we as regular civilians would never hear.
Right.
They hearing the shit coming from the White House. They hearing the real shit that nobody hears. So for them to say June of 2021 means it's open. So if that's open, then I know that if that's open in June, that means the clubs, gatherings of 500, 600, 700 will be okay by March or April of next year. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
And like you said, they know what's going on, man. But here's the thing, right? That you just said that's big. When they say everything is good, it's gonna be wild. You're right.
It's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. So what you think the craziest thing gonna happen?
Just the streets, man.
The streets,
parties
right?
every day. Parties every day.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers will be in the club on Sunday. Motherfuckers gonna be in the club on Monday. I mean, it's already like that in New York, but it's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Yeah,
everywhere. So you know, for me, my goal in this is to do well on TikTok, do well on all of those kind of places, catch a feature or two, a real. I got so far. I've got YG. I've got Missy. I've got a couple of features coming in of people I can't say until I complete the feature. I just want to get 20 features with major artists. And then that means I got 20 shots to have a hit record. And then on top of the records that I release, whether they're like, just internet records or records that I release on Spotify, if I can do those numbers and get it all done, then I have a decent amount of records going out. Hopefully one or two of those records take off, and now I have records to perform when I go back out on the road again.
There you go.
Thank you, Billboard baby. Thank you, Billboard baby. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Billboard. That's my homie. She fly with her shit too, man.
Thank you.
You gotta check out her gram one day. Yeah, she fly with it. So you building up your catalog. You getting ready. So when things open up, you're already running. Up and running.
That's my goal because, you know, again, you can't sit around and wait for it to happen. You know, you gotta stay ready. In this pandemic, I lost 55 pounds. I gained 20 pounds back, but I'm starting to go back into my bag again. Get focused, get determined. You gotta be ready. If you always ready, you don't have to get ready.
Absolutely.
So that's where I'm at with it. You know, be on your jail. Do what the fuck you gotta do, and that's it.
Yeah. And I'm looking at you, brother. You look good, man. I can see you've been working out or whatever you've been doing, fasting, whatever you've been doing. You look healthy, man.
I mean, until about 2 months ago, about a month and a half ago, when I just fucking for some reason I let go. I only was drinking juice and eating fruits and vegetables. I fell off a little bit. I eat a little bit of bread. I eat a little bit of pizza, but I'm slowly going back. I'm slowly starting to cut myself back. I'm going back to fruits and vegetables, sea moss. I sea moss every day. I black seed oil every day. I fucking elderberry every day. I do that no matter what I'm doing. So my goal is to stay somewhat healthy.
Right.
At a decent level.
Because I tell people all the time, health is wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Health is, listen, health is wealth. If you can have God knows how much money, but if you can't bring it home, you can't walk, you can't talk, that shit don't mean nothing. I learned that the hard way. Exactly. When I got sick one time, I learned that shit the hard way. Like, it don't matter if you got 300 million. If you can't walk, you can't breathe. That shit don't mean shit. It don't mean shit.
It don't mean nothing at all.
It don't mean nothing, man. It don't mean nothing.
Yeah. Hey, so how's your podcast flowing, man? You know,
podcast going good. Podcast fucking moving. Of course, like I said, it's available on all platforms. So, if you just joined us, basically the Make Noise podcast is an extension of my Instagram show. So that's available on Apple, on Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Then I also have a podcast called OPP, which is Other People's Podcasts, where we take podcasts that are popular from tech gurus, thinkers, business people, and we break them down into. We'll break a 1.5 hour episode down to like 20 minutes and just tell you all the best shit from that episode. So that's happening. OPP, Other People's Podcasts with my man Raj Kacheka. You can get that shit wherever you get your favorite podcast, whether that's Spotify, Apple, wherever it happens to be. The podcast game is amazing. And, you know, as a person of color, Joe Budden's taught us everything that we need to know about that game and how to maneuver.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Definitely. So listen, man, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. You know, I know you're busy, man. I just wanted to get you on there. I appreciate the love, man. You know, and once we get through this pandemic situation, when it calm down a little bit, we might, pull up somewhere and get a little drink or something, man. You know,
of course, man.
Chop it
up. You know you my guy, Harlem, man. Harlem always, man. Stay up.
Always.
And everybody out here, check out Vibing with DONVETO. It's at the top. Check him out. Get at him.
Thank you.
Fucking investigate what he's doing. He's one of Harlem's finest. And on that note, I'm going to catch you later, brother. Peace.
Peace. Thanks for tuning in, brother.
Peace.